Hello, my name is Sebastian Passetti. I'm the creative director of the game called Momentum. If you have not seen our prototype yet, I strongly suggest you to have a look at the gameplay prototype video first. You will find the link in the video description below. I'm now going to present the vision behind the game Momentum. Momentum is an immersive military RPG with tactical combat. This game will be released for PC, console, and depending on how Stadia and similar technologies evolve, streaming as well. Our target is a release for the second half of 2022. In Momentum, you incarnate a special force officer recently recruited by the CIA to run a top-secret operation. Our game is inspired by famous movies such as Apocalypse Now, Full Metal Jacket, and Platoon. In Momentum, you do not have to save Middle-earth, Narnia, or any fantasy kingdom, but the very real Kingdom of Laos. The Kingdom of Laos is also called the Land of Million Elephants and the White Parasol. During the 60s, Laos was a neutral country, but the North Vietnamese army invaded it. As the country was neutral and wanted to remain neutral, the US could not intervene officially, so the CIA launched what is now known as the CIA's biggest covert operation in history, the Secret War in Laos. And you, as a player, will play a key role in it. Your goal will be to secure the 5 military regions of Laos. Since the Laotian army is currently unable to fight the well-trained and organized North Vietnamese forces, you as a CIA operative will need to find a way to help the country to defend itself while remaining in the shadow. In order to save the country, you will have to solve quests and missions, as well as empowering the right local leaders. The narrative is centered around 3 key challenges to solve. Tribalism is the first one. There are hundreds of tribes in Laos that are very independent. Those tribes know the terrain and are excellent guerrilla fighters. Your goal will be to convince those tribes to unite around a leader and fight together against the invaders. For instance, a quest would be about protecting a village and getting rid of the North Vietnamese tax collectors extorting resources from the villagers. With the support of the local tribes, you will be able to secure some of the country's regions. But raising an irregular army to take over and defend parts of the country will not be enough. To win, you will also have to deal with the political and military corruption in the country. This is the second biggest challenge you will have to face. Some of the regions are controlled by Laotian generals that are acting as warlords. Those generals, instead of focusing on fighting against the enemy, are busy running drug traffic or side businesses. Some even do business with the enemy. You will have to decide how you want to solve this situation. For instance, for the issue of drug trafficking. Will you fight the corruption and try to destroy the drug traffic? Or maybe you will prefer to help one of the generals by getting rid of his competitors, allowing him to focus his troops and efforts on dealing with the invaders. What you do is really up to you. And if you want, you can also try to take over the world traffic for yourself and run your own side business. After all this drug money could be quite useful for CIA Black Ops. The third challenge is related to the civil war. Some of the powerful families of Laos are becoming quite greedy. It is possible that some of them are trying to take over the country. You will have to decide, what would you do if there was a coup? Would you want to support the king or the rebels? Or would you try to take over the country for yourself? These were the 3 main challenges that you will have to solve to defend Laos against the invaders and the enemies from within. There are 4 types of path you can follow. Be the hearts and minds type of guy. In this case, you care more about doing the right thing and you care about people. You can also be the CIA company man, willing to do good or evil to protect the United States interests. You can also be really evil, with the Hearts of Darkness path, where you'll be taking extreme measures to achieve your goals. The other option is to be very individualistic. Like in Lord of War, maybe you care more about yourself, you care about the business and how to make money. So, what Momentum is about is really about yourself and finding who you are as a leader. As a squad leader, you'll have to decide what type of leader you want to be and what type of companions you have to have in your squad. You can be the type that really care about his men, or you can be a ruthless leader that only cares about the mission. It is all about the choices you will have to make in difficult situations, what we call moral choices. Even if you really go down the rabbit hole and become this very dark and evil leader, it doesn't mean you do not care about your own companions. But if you get really out of control, killing civilians and doing some crazy stuff, what might happen is that even the CIA will turn against you. If you have seen the movie Apocalypse Now, well, you know what I'm talking about. The CIA will send someone to terminate your command.
With extreme prejudice.
Our goal is to make the campaign about 25 hours long, with over 50 quests and 8 different endings. Now I would like to speak about one of the core aspects of the game. As a squad leader, you are not much without your companions, and this is where it gets really interesting. We want you as a player to feel like you're leading men into battle, and we would like you to care about them and their needs. To achieve this, your companions need to sound and feel like if they were real human beings. You will be able to recruit at least 20 different companions, inspired by the ones you already saw in famous movies and TV shows. Momentum is about leading humans into combat, not chess pieces. So each of your companions will have its own style, a strong personality, and a unique look, voice, attitude, and a set of quirks. Our goal is for you as a squad leader to get attached to them. And for hardcore players, we will of course have an Iron Man mode with permadeath. The companions are not only about personality, but they have also different influences on the gameplay. All of them have their own mental strength, stats, and moral compass. For instance, some companions have very unique perks. Perks you might really need in combat, however, you may not really like the personality of this character. Regarding the graphics, our goal is to build a strong franchise with immersive high-end graphics and destructible environments. Even if this game is set in reality, in Momentum we do have a bit of magic. Our magic is technology. As a squad leader, you can use recon helicopters. They will give you a bird's-eye view of the battlefield, spotting enemy targets and interesting locations. One example I like to give for another power is the capture of enemy officers. The first phase of the mission is to sneak close to your target, knock him out with the butt of a rifle, but after that, what do? You have to pick him up, carry him on your shoulder, and run really fast before his friends react. You have to use your radio and call for your flying mount. Your helicopter. You will have to select the closest landing zone, and you will run with the package on your shoulder before it's too late. If you have seen the prototype, you can call an helicopter to fire rockets and blow everything up. I could talk about the napalm as well, but I guess you already know what it does. Momentum gameplay is a split between 50% combat, about 20 to 25% RPG. Exploration, management, and strategy represent about 25% of the rest of the gameplay. This is the end of the presentation. If you have any questions or feedback, we would love to follow up with you. You will find more information about our team at the end of this presentation. Thank you very much for your attention.